back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown, doing a trade deadline recap. I will shortly be joined by Tyson with Dolony TV. We did a pre-recorded little conversation. Have that for you guys in this video, but thought I'd just do a really quick rundown once again of all the moves for the Edmonton Oilers. They end up doing nothing on trade deadline day. It looked like there was a chance there might be something towards the end there. Originally, Ken Holland had a press conference scheduled for 11:30. He pushed that to 1:15. We all thought that might be a sign he was doing another deal, but turns out nothing on the day for the Edmonton Oilers. So the three trades the Oilers end up doing leading up to the trade deadline, they send Jesse Puljujarvi, finally freeing him, to the Carolina Hurricanes for Finnish prospect Patrick Bjugstad. Don't know if anything will come of him. The Oilers have until June 1st to sign him, I believe. Doing pretty well over in Finland, but once again, he could be a prospect that the Oilers never even see. Obviously, the key in that deal was moving Jesse Puljujarvi's $3 million off the books, and of course, giving Jesse Puljujarvi that fresh start that he's looking for. He was still stuck in Edmonton, apparently, with visa issues, but he should be gone and off to Carolina on Monday. So, best of luck to Jesse Puljujarvi. I hope he really succeeds with the Carolina Hurricanes, and he can enjoy that fresh start that he's wanted for a while here. The second trade that Ken Holland pulls off, obviously the biggest one, the Edmonton Oilers acquired defenseman Mattias Ekholm from the Nashville Predators, along with a 2024 sixth-round draft pick. The Edmonton Oilers send out Tyson Barrie, Reed Schaefer, a 2023 first-round pick, and a 2024 fourth-round pick in the deal. Heartbreaking for a lot of fans to lose Tyson Barrie. He has pretty much been the Oilers' best defenseman all season. Great teammate, great in the locker room. So really hard losing Tyson Barrie. Obviously, like Jesse Puljujarvi, wish him the best of luck with the Nashville Predators. Hope he can continue his strong play there. Don't know how long he'll be in Nashville. They might choose to flip him at next year's trade deadline. Obviously, they didn't flip him again today. That would probably be a little bit too quick for Tyson Barrie to move on once again, but we'll see what happens. Like I said, wish him the best of luck in Nashville. And of course, Reed Schaefer, too bad to lose him, our first-round pick from this past year's draft. Wish him the best of luck with Nashville. I think Nashville will be a good spot for him. He's the kind of player the Predators really like. So hard to lose Tyson Barrie and Reed Schaefer, but really excited for Mattias Ekholm. You saw his impact already in the game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Really steadies the defense, kind of moves everybody down where they should be, and really looking forward to having Ekholm here for the next 4 years with the Edmonton Oilers. So it was a big deal. We lost some key pieces, but I believe we got a great key piece back in Mattias Ekholm. And the Oilers' third and final deal saw them acquiring Nick Bjugstad and prospect defenseman Cam Dineen from the Arizona Coyotes, with prospect defenseman Michael Kesselring and Edmonton's 2023 third-round pick heading back the other way. The key for the Oilers in that deal, Nick Bjugstad comes in. He's a fourth line, right shot, right wing, whatever the Oilers need there. Could be third line as well. But obviously the really big key, 50% retained in his contract, so he's only a $450,000 cap hit for the Oilers. They finished the trade deadline with absolutely $0 in cap space, so I think Ken Holland did just as much as he could possibly do here. If he was going to make another deal, more bodies would have to go out the door. I think the Oilers like their chemistry, and as you'll hear in the conversation with Tyson and I don't think there was any other deals out there for the Oilers to really make that could have really improved the club. Aside from an Erik Karlsson deal, which just wasn't there, the Oilers are going to try and revisit that trade in June at the draft, so hopefully the Oilers can make something happen there. A lot of talk about Radko Gudas today, but nothing ultimately comes of that. He doesn't leave the Florida Panthers. So basically, guys, that was the trade deadline for the Edmonton Oilers. Nothing exciting happening on deadline day. Here's the lineup for the Edmonton Oilers as they take on the Winnipeg Jets tonight. Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl, Kyler Yamamoto, Warren Foegele, Ryan McLeod, Matthias Janmark, Klim Kostin, Devon Shore, and Derek Ryan. Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci, Mattias Ekholm, Evan Bouchard, Brett Kulak, Philip Broberg, and Vincent Desharnais on defense, and Stuart Skinner will get the starting goal tonight. And the big thing there, of course, Kyler Yamamoto, ready to go for tonight's game. Without any further ado, guys, here's my conversation with Tyson from Dolony TV regarding the Edmonton Oilers trade deadline. Well, everyone, trade deadline has wrapped up here with Tyson from Dolony TV. And Tyson, you went 6 hours on a live stream and didn't get a single Oilers trade to talk about.
It was
Yeah, it
it was rough. That was probably. I mean, I don't want to say it was a waste of time because it was a great time, but
yeah,
we all knew going into the morning that likely nothing was happening, but we end up getting that exact result. And again, I mean, Ken Holland, lame result. Ken Holland delivers another lame result, but at the same rate too, I think it was nice to know that the Oilers didn't just can it at 11:30 like previously scheduled. They waited it out till at least 1:15 to call it a day, which was nice. And even though nothing happened.
yeah. I have a feeling they said that was like a miscommunication with putting that time out, and I have a feeling that was true. It didn't seem like Ken Holland was trying to do anything last minute, especially just watching his end of trade deadline press conference here. Yeah, really light on details, and yeah, I don't think anything was cooking there. As we were all hoping, I think Radko Gudas was the guy everyone was kind of hoping to pop up there at the last second, but doesn't look like, unless I missed the trade or anything, it doesn't look like he moved anywhere today. So other than that, there really probably wasn't another big move for the Oilers to make. We talked about Trevor Van Riemsdyk yesterday as a possibility, but he doesn't get moved either. So I don't know. Is there any other player that you think, Tyson, that the Oilers maybe missed out on getting today?
I really didn't see anybody that made me go, oh wow, I wish we would have gotten that guy. I think just to casually scroll the list of everybody who got traded today, that's the thing. I mean, you can talk about the guys who didn't get traded, but when it comes down to the guys that did actually get moved today, just here if I can find it. Why is it trades right there? So you have John Klingberg moved after getting Mattias Ekholm. Are we upset that John Klingberg didn't end up in Edmonton? No. Austin Wagner, no. Rasmus Asplund, no. Patrick Brown, Troy Stetcher, Nick Ritchie, Jacob Peterson, a couple of AHL deals there, actually three in a row. Oscar Sundquist, no. Jordan Greenway, for that cost, no thank you. Dmitry Kulikov, round two,
Not for me.
not for me either. Vlad Nemesnikov, I think there was always the plan from San Jose that they were going to flip him, and we were definitely just not a destination for that. Keep in mind, we had zero cap space all day, so we would have had to do something crazy to make it happen. I guess, okay, you know what? I was scrolling the list because there was one name that I could think of, but I couldn't think of it. Zach McEwen. I think if you were going to throw anybody out there that did get traded today, I mean, the other names available for him were Curtis Lazar, Yakov Vrana, Nick Bonino, and that's it for today. I think Zach McEwen's about the biggest name I think the Oilers missed out on today, and take it from anybody that knows the Oilers is I think we're doing okay in the physical edge department nowadays.
Well, with him though, like he's not going to score or anything else, right? So is he really? I know he's got the toughness element, but is he really going to see much ice time to like really have that effect? Like I know Nick Bjugstad isn't known for his toughness either, but he is a bigger body and he's going to get the majority of the ice time. So if you got Bjugstad and you got McEwen, I feel like Zach McEwen, although he's not the same player as Derek Brassard, it would almost probably end up being just another Derek Brassard situation where McEwen hardly sees any ice time.
And that would be just it, right? For the Oilers, I mean, that's I read the entire list of everybody that got traded today that is anybody in the NHL. Obviously didn't read the three AHLers, but when you're talking about that list of players and Zach McEwen is I think the most appealing guy on that list, that is a trade deadline not to remember, and also a pretty good sign that the Oilers probably didn't have to make a move today either, because you end up with just a repeat on Derek Brassard at that front.
Yeah, I had a few things going. Like I had the radio going, I had your live stream going, I had Sportsnet going. So I was trying to cover so many different things here, but I can't remember who mentioned it. But apparently there was some work visa concerns, like why a lot of guys didn't end up moving today, because you wanted to get everything in because the visa offices are closed on the weekend. So if you want to get any guys into games this weekend, so I think that's another reason why we saw some trades get done earlier in the week. Obviously not the only reason, but definitely a contributing factor, I think, there that we didn't see as many deals done today. Because I can't remember the last time trade deadline fell on a Friday. It seems like it's always a Monday or a Tuesday or something
Well,
like that.
and that's the weird part is you sit here and you look at a Friday afternoon trade deadline, and the best part about it is that for you and I taking the day off, we get a long weekend.
I remember seeing that. I'm like, it's on a Friday score. Because usually I always take the day off, but then it's like, oh, I got Tuesday off, but well, back to work the next day. So.
Yeah, and
But
that's the tough part I think too. We saw that today just to kind of hone back to the Oilers for a moment is yes, Puljujarvi's still in Edmonton. He's still working on
yes,
visa issues.
yeah. So yeah, there you go. Like, I think Pierre LeBrun tweeted he's going to be out by Monday. So I think he's just stuck here for the weekend. But
Yeah.
as we said, these offices are closed on the weekend. So yeah, that's got to be awkward and still skating in his Oilers colors there. I saw he had a jersey without the logo on it, but
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's a whole weird one. I think that was probably the most drama of our trade deadline as Oilers fans today when Ryan Rishaug tweeted that out. Look who's still on the ice in Edmonton, and
yeah,
everyone's like, what? For about 5 minutes, and then the visa issue came out, and it was all settled there.
yeah. Yeah, other than that, the drama was when the press conference was originally scheduled for 11:30 and pushed back to 1:15. That everyone got excited there, and then Tom Gazzola mentioned on TSN 1260 that the Oilers had been in, I can't remember the exact wording, but had been in talks for Radko Gudas. But I'm sure they checked in, and they would have had to have moved Brett Kulak or Cody Ceci, somebody like that. So I don't know. That probably just didn't have a strong chance of happening.
Yeah, and I mean for the Oilers too today is it didn't have to be a day we took a big W on the day and won the trade deadline and all that because I think the work done by Ken Holland earlier in the week really just was enough. Not
Yeah,
saying it's going to be enough because that's two different things, but it was enough to show the Oilers, hey, look, you said you wanted a big D man, there you go. Hey, look, you wanted a bottom six guy that's going to contribute, there you go. And two, you also solved the Puljujarvi situation at last. Yes, I know. For those of you who can't see, I do have the Puljujarvi jersey still up on the wall over here, but situation's resolved at last.
yeah. I think we're all grateful for that one. You and I combined have
Yeah.
probably done too many videos to count, and so many false starts there. Oh, it's happening this week. It's going to happen in the next 2 days, and no, none of it ever ends up happening. And then, of course, it happens when no one's reporting it.
Yeah,
So,
and that's exactly what was. I think to you and I, just to recap, kind of how our week went was we were more frustrated just with the timing of everything, how everything rolled out throughout the course of the week, and then right, we know we both have the day booked off on Friday to cover the trade deadline, and this is what you get. You get a morning hey update from the Oilers Fanatic. You get a 6-hour do nothing live stream on Dolony TV, and you get a recap video saying we did nothing today. But
great day. Great.
right, great day. But we end up missing out on one, two, three Oilers trades throughout the span of the 2.5 days, and it sucks in a way because I think for anybody that's tuned into us over the past 3 months would know we've been building to this entire day for 3 months, and everything happens while we're at work. But I guess that's kind of the benefits of being independent little guys out there in the sea of big fish, just kind of doing what we can part time.
Yeah. But at the same time, we've both gotten great support from
Oh,
our viewers with our evening videos. So, like, thank you to all of you guys. Like, we're sitting here, first world problems here.
yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like, when I want to say that specifically, like, we appreciate all you guys, both our channels. You guys give us amazing support, and yeah, like, I think my video last night's going to come close to hitting 10,000. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys checking it out, all the comments and everything. So
Well, I just want to recap because I know I have a bigger tendency to do 2 videos a day than you do, but even still this morning, the worst news you could possibly hand Oilers fans at 8 o'clock on a work day that is trade deadline day. Oilers appear to be done for trade deadline. And that video, I think, in the first hour had like 760 views, right? Like I'm loving to see just, and officially Nick Bjugstad trade, by the way, has 10,000 views now. Just the support that has come through over the course of the past 2-3 months here for both you and I has been absolutely mind blowing. I look back, like I know you and I talked about last month being an absolute game changer of a month for both of us. I say it enough to everybody personally, but I don't say it enough on YouTube. If I ever could have imagined coming back to YouTube after a year and a half off with another guy, literally this guy right here, as competition, but also as a very good buddy now, and saying that we would be capable of doing what we do on a daily basis, not a regular basis, a daily basis, I would have told you it's impossible. And here we are.
Yeah, like we're here, like getting the support, getting these numbers, covering one team.
Yeah.
Like the hockey guy kills it, and very deservedly so. He does an amazing job, and the guys at SDPN and stuff, but they're covering like the whole league. Getting the support we do, covering pretty much just the Edmonton Oilers, like you guys are amazing. Like, thank you so much.
Just goes to show Oilers fans are the best fans in the NHL, and the best part about them, I mean, there's arguments to be win or lose, show up, but win or lose, we show up at all turns, and that's something that I've come to know, I think, doing it during the losing years a little bit more so, but no, it's really nice to see everything kind of culminating into this big special year that I think now after this trade deadline's done, we're on the chase for it, right? We got Ekholm, we got our D-man, we got our depth centerman, and the Oilers are in it to win it.
Well, we were talking a few minutes ago, did they do enough? I mean, we just saw the effect Brett Kulak and Derek Brassard had last year. I mean, as I said, Brassard didn't play that much, but Brett Kulak definitely stepped in and brought in, I think, much better pieces this year in Mattias Ekholm and Nick Bjugstad. And last year we made the Western Conference Final with those additions. Can we push over the top here with the two additions this year? We'll see what happens. It's definitely not going to be easy, but I have a lot of optimism going into this year's playoffs.
And I mean, you all know where I stand. I at the start of the year, whether I want to ever admit it again after the playoffs are finished, I said it's cup or bust, and I'm going to either wear that or absolutely celebrate that. But yeah, we're looking really fun, looking really good, and I'm really excited to see what happens here in the next, what is it, March 3rd? So get back to me in 3 months' time.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, it looks like, well, that's basically our lineup here going forward. Evander Kane, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Nuge, Draisaitl, Yamo, Fogle, McLeod, Janmark, Costin, Bjugstad, Ryan up front. We can keep Devon Shore up with the cap space that we have, and then Nurse and Cece, Ekholm, Bouchard, Kulak, Broberg, and Desharnais on the blue line. So is that a roster that's going to win the Stanley Cup? I think they got a good shot at it.
Time will tell, and the best part is, for actual once, we can't say a full-on right no. That's the best part of it.
I think they got as good of a chance as any. I mean, I think the last few games have been really telling as well, how they stepped up against Boston. And you could say Toronto maybe had an off night, but give the Oilers credit. They shut them right down.
Yep.
And Connor can take over when Connor wants to take over. So yeah, I mean, probably if the Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup this year, they're going to have to play somebody like Boston in the finals, probably Boston, with the year that they're having. So they played them really well. I think we could definitely push that one to at least a 6 or 7 game series based on that. I mean, it's all based off of one game, but we got another matchup with the Bruins coming up here, so we'll see how that match goes as well.
And a good 6 or 7 game series. That's the fun part. Not just Oilers get 2 cheap wins and it goes 6. It could be, I mean, Colorado was a great series too. I mean, we were down by a goal pretty much the entire time and somehow got swept, kind of similar to that Winnipeg Jets series a couple of years ago. But I'm impressed. I want to see more, and I just want to. I don't think the run will be as magical early on as it was last year because of obviously missing the Banerjee, but I think it's still going to be a pretty dang magical run this year.
I think so too. Yeah, I think we're either going to see Jack Campbell rebound or the actual, well, he's been emerging, but like the big emergence of
Mhm.
Stuart Skinner, where if he completely takes over in this playoff run, then I don't know, something might have to happen with Jack Campbell in the offseason because, I mean, they can afford him technically, but if Skinner takes over, like, do you really want to have a $5 million backup?
That was, again, there's the problem, right? Is I talk about videos that I wear over the course of time. That video I did way back prior to free agency last year, before I was even back officially doing this again, where I said if you want a backup to Stuart Skinner, you sign Jack Campbell, and then we signed him to a 5 million 5x5. Well, it sounded like a good idea at the time. Doesn't sound so good now.
No, and obviously the tightness is going to continue with the cap. So, I mean, hopefully it goes up more than we expect it to at this time. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We got a whole summer to talk about those problems.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And anything else you wanted to add there, Tyson? I can't
I
really think of.
No, I think that covers off everything I have, Dad. Now the problem is show and prove, right? Get out there and do your jobs, and let's go win a Stanley Cup.
Sounds good to me. Well, that's all for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the trade deadline overall in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. I'll see you guys later tonight for the Fanatic Rundown following the Oilers and Jets. Take care, guys. Enjoy the game.